right, there we go. That's a little better. I mean, quite a bit of problems getting online tonight. So, really, I don't expect anybody to pop in, mostly because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and I don't watch football anymore. So, I thought I'd pop on, and if anybody wasn't watching football and wanted to talk about toys and or WandaVision or AEW, pretty much anything. Hey, Antonio, how you doing? Yeah, I gave up on most sports. It's a weird thing that the uh, the disease that must not be named actually showed me that I don't need to watch that stuff. It takes up 3 or 4 hours. Heck, the Super Bowl is like a 6 hour event, and really you just watch for the commercials, which are on YouTube anyway. So I kind of give up on football. And episode 5 was just crazy. Antonio, have you seen it? Are we okay to discuss this? Or do you care about WandaVision? Because that ending had major consequences for everything going forward between the new Spider-Man movie and the new Doctor Strange film. So much. And I really liked it's just the show is getting better and better every week. I know a lot of people really didn't like it when it started out because it started out so slow, but I knew they were going somewhere. I had faith in them, and it was definitely going somewhere. But hey, WWE Figs, I fell this week. And picked up some AEW figures. I was hoping they do. I didn't miss the whole Halloween thing, did I? This has got to be Halloween's got to be coming up in this next episode. But I just finished a video opening these guys. I'm going to open those guys in another video. Hey, TEW, how you doing? Look, you guys talked me into it. And man, these really are nice. I had no idea they had such great articulation. I should have known from everybody's other videos and from the great stop motion stuff you guys are able to do with these. No wonder you guys are able to work with them so well. They really are some great looking figures, and I can't believe that they can get the detail on his tattoos so good. I mean, you can even read the ones on his rib cage. Yeah, these are great figures. They're incredibly well made. I've actually off camera been messing with them a lot, and they're really, really cool. I may fall to some more. I really bought them because I saw them and I know everybody wanted to see them, so I thought I'd get a couple videos out of it. And now that I've opened them, if you guys have any of these, are the WWE Ultimate figures a lot like this, same motion and stuff? Because if they are, I'm definitely going to go buy that Hollywood Hogan, and there's a couple new classic figures. I'll probably continue just buying classic stuff. Oh, see, now I'm from Kansas originally, so I would like Kansas to win just because I think Mahomes is a nice guy, but and I hate Tom Brady. I hate him, but I also admire the fact that he went to a team like Tampa Bay and was able to take them to a Super Bowl in a year. And it showed that he was the powerhouse, not Belichick. But, yeah, and if you guys know, what I noticed was that there's only 12 figures, but they're numbered to 14. So I wasn't sure if they were numbering the chase as a different number, or if there's different figures of these that I haven't seen yet, which is why they're numbered to 14. Which I did bring up in the video, which will drop Tuesday, because tomorrow is Mystery Buckets Monday, which I'm going to do live. So don't know when. He you know, TW, I hate him so much, but yeah, he's talented. I mean, you really don't win 7 Super Bowls without talent. I mean, he cheated his way to a couple, yes, we know that, but really, honestly, he's probably one of the greatest. He is literally one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Definitely up there with Montana and my favorite, of course, Elway and Marino and Brett Favre. Those guys definitely. But you know, hey, Alpha how you doing? Are you watching the Super Bowl, or are you also kind of ignoring it? And if anybody's actually watching it, have there been any decent trailers dropped? That's all I really care about, is if there's like new trailers for Godzilla or whatever released. There was supposed to be a new Godzilla trailer, a new Black Widow trailer, but I don't know. The game only started an hour ago, I think. My day was actually pretty good. I really didn't feel good yesterday, and I kind of rested a little bit, but I had to work all day, so I was there, and I actually stopped by a little store on the way home, picked up some. One of the other things I kind of collect are old 45s, and I picked up a few 80s 45s that I like. So it was actually a pretty nice day. Plus, I got a couple of videos done, and you know. Yeah, I don't, the taking the knee thing. One way or the other, it wasn't the taking of the knee. It was the disrespect they were showing people, you know, wearing, you know, police piggy socks and stuff. I don't want to get political on my side. I don't. That's not what I'm here for. But yeah, that kind of did turn me off a little bit. It's more that multi-millionaires complaining that they're somehow oppressed because they're making millions of dollars is my problem. And a lot of them do a lot of good in their communities, and that's wonderful. But if you're going to open your mouth, then you need to, you know, open your pocketbook as well and help. So, you know, Moxley was the only one I didn't pick up. I got and Dustin Rhodes was the other one I didn't see, so I picked up the other 4, but I didn't pick up Dustin or Jon Moxley because I did not see them. So that'll be another video for another day. Hey Nathan, how you doing? Did you see, Nathan? I fell. Picked up some AEW figures. And actually, most of the day at work today, I watched old Royal Rumbles and kind of went backwards, which was kind of sad because by the time I got to like the ones from 1995 and stuff, it was sad to know that like over half the contestants have passed away. It was, you know, watching the British Bulldog and Big John Studd and Andre and, you know, the Big Boss Man and Test and all these guys wrestle. It was kind of sad. I didn't see this year's Royal Rumble, but I watched 2018, 2008, 2000, and 1995 today while at work, just kind of playing in the background. It was pretty cool, but it's sad to watch all the guys, you know, kind of that I grew up with, and you're watching and they're just gone, or you know. I want to watch some more. I was really happy that WWE Network put all those on. I do have a buddy who has the WWE cable thing, and he says he'll give me his code. But I do like watching those on YouTube. I New Day was I like those guys. I do have their pops and I have their cereal. So once the network moves to Peacock Plus, I know how everything's Plus now instead of just, you know, the Peacock network or whatever. I might pick it up. It depends on what else is on that network. I'm not a big fan of a lot of NBC shows, so I'm not sure there's a lot I'd want there. So if it's just wrestling, I probably won't pick it up. I mean, didn't we get rid of cable so we wouldn't have these $100 a month bills? Now, you know, it's $12 or whatever for Disney Plus with ESPN Plus and Hulu, And then you have Netflix, and you have Amazon Prime, and I have HBO Max, and Discovery Plus. And now it's my cable bill is almost as much as it always used to be, plus $70 for internet. So it really is the same price as it always was. They just tricked us into buying it all separately. But I do love all my stuff. But did they? Because I don't watch a lot on Netflix. I just keep waiting for Stranger Things season 4. That's all I really want. Pretty much everything else. I have a system called Plex, and so I have about 24,000 hours of television on it. And so I'm still working my way through that. But wow. So I assume Moxley's the one everybody's picking up first, because I have not seen him. Now, was that $60 for a chase or just for the normal one? And Hulu, I don't know what's going to happen with Hulu, because it sounds like Disney's going to dump all the Fox stuff onto Hulu so that they don't have to put it on Disney Plus, and then that way they can show X-Files and all that stuff without putting it on the Disney side of it, so the kids can't get to it, which that's a good idea. So my favorite wrestler is very hard. My classic favorite wrestler is always going to be Andre the Giant. And then once you get into the 80s, of course, it's hard to pick between Hogan and Piper and Macho Man. The 90s and beyond is definitely The Undertaker, and has been pretty much since his debut. Once he had Paul Bearer with him, and Paul Bearer would come down, "Oh, my Undertaker, worship the urn, Undertaker." Loved that whole bit. It was great. And he started out with Brother Love, and Brother Love, I just hated that character so much. I love you, and that whole southern preacher thing, I hated that so much. Paul Bearer, I love. But Paul Orndorff was great too. I ran across him in a I think it was a Survivor Series match or something today too. I watched a whole bunch of weird stuff off the WWE. JYD. I still have my LGN JYD. I did love JYD. He was great too. Nation of Domination was great. And New Day, of course, is always great. Kane, I can't believe Kane's still around. Of course, he can't have that much longer. I mean, he's got to have as much damage done to him as The Undertaker always did. Mark Henry, I ran into today that was the 2000 Royal Rumble, where Mark Henry, and I forgot how huge that dude was, and just boom. Hey, Downfall, how you doing? Congratulations on that new number on your subscribers. DW, did you finally reach 50? And when are you doing your stream? Mr. Stargo, how are you doing? Congratulations on 1,000. If you didn't know, both Mr. Stargo and Sleeping hit 1,000 this weekend. Congratulations to both of them. I hope to be there someday, maybe by the end of this year. We'll see. But it's I love watching you guys. Mr. Stargo is always funny, and it's so knowledgeable about all kinds of different things. TW, what are you at? You're not at 50 yet? Let me see here. I always have a hard time finding you, even then, because of your name. I have a hard time doing that. Can you drop your link into the thing, and I'll see if I can pick it up and re-link it so everybody can get to it. Hey, you gotta do that. And I'm working on a week or week and a half of videos right now, and I'm kind of burnt out a little bit, but got to keep going. Got to feed the YouTube beast. So I'm going to intersperse some live stuff. Like tomorrow, I'm going to do the Mystery Monday box live. But I really thought I'd come on and tell you guys how I fell to AEW, and see what everybody was doing. If nobody was watching the Super Bowl, but Downfall, that's great, and you picked that next 100 up pretty quick. So I don't think you'll be too long before you reach 1,000 too, buddy. I mean, maybe June would be. I would think it'd be before June, but. And Batista, WWE, I figured I did see Batista again today, and Hornswoggle was in that. I've forgotten that entire storyline with Hornswoggle and everything. Let me see if I can find you, WWE. Again, it's not I need to find you off my people I follow type thing, because it always moves me just to a ton of stuff. I actually have no clue what you guys are seeing at the moment. I'm looking at YouTube so I can find everybody's stuff. Why aren't you guys? Well, I'll try and do that later. What I'll do is I'll try and find those guys and drop them into the stream below. Sleeping definitely hit that 1,000 fast. I mean, he's been doing it almost as long as I have, but he has a good charisma and a good way with people. And while I'm pretty good, getting better at live streams and things, I don't know how to break that little cap. So I do not have moderators. Would you like to be a moderator? I'm not sure how to do that, but let me see. Okay, TEW, you are now a moderator. See what you can do with that. If you can tag yours on here, and WWE Figs, I trust you. With great power comes great responsibility, as we were taught over and over and over again by Spider-Man. But there we go. That's good. If Downfall, if you want to, you're on here enough to help, that'd be great. I'll add you on as a moderator. All right, you should be Downfall. You should be listed now. So there are 7 people watching, 6 likes, which is great, and I have 2 moderators. So hey, it's been good. And Nathan, I think I see that bit today. What are you doing for your giveaway? And if one of you could tag Nathan's line, I think all of us here are in Nathan's subscription list, but that'd be great. And at some point, maybe we'll get enough people that we can get our own little icons. Okay, I saw 2 or 3 people doing giveaways today, and I couldn't remember who all was doing them. Of course, I'm doing mine at 200, which is still going to be this ghost face from NECA. I'm going to post a little update about that this week as well, because last time I saw, I was at 200, or at 190. I mean, heading toward 200. Okay, there you go, WWE Figs. You are also a moderator. You're a moderator. You're a moderator. Everybody's a moderator. Hey, Landon, how you doing? Hey, I appreciate you guys offering to moderate for me. It's great. I don't know, trying to find everybody's stuff and then get it on. Need to make it into a second tab and all that so that I could do it without messing everything up. But oh, that'd be cool. I hadn't thought of doing that. That's a good idea. I'm not going to take your idea because that's your idea and that's great. So I can't wait to see what that figure is going to be or what it's going to be. I still think it's, I don't want to. Again, no political stuff. I don't do political stuff. I still think it's bullshit that Black History Month is only 28 days long. That's all I'm saying. So, but again, no political stuff. Just putting that out there. So Nate knows what I'm talking about. But it was really great watching that wrestling today, and damn it, I'm going to get sucked back in. I just know I am. Ooh, timeout. Luckily, we don't have anybody here yet who's causing issues or trouble or anything. It's weird that there are a couple people on Sleeping's thing. I guess he's gotten big enough now that people are starting to troll him a little bit, which is stupid. And Miss Stargo that's the same way. Every time I go, there's almost always one downvote before things have even started. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah. See, you wander away for a minute, WWE, and look what happens. Power has been thrust upon you. And AEW is on Tuesdays, right? I don't have cable, so I can't really watch it. I'll probably watch clips and stuff on YouTube, because I did subscribe to their channel today too, but I can't actually watch the whole thing. That'd be cool. Live streams from there would be neat. I don't know how long if there was too much sound, I think you'd get tagged. But when I did that WandaVision one not too long ago, it caught like about a 15-second clip of a song it heard, and Google slapped me. And so I had to have it removed from there before I could put that back up. But, so Monday is Raw, Wednesday is AEW, and Friday is SmackDown. And that's what I'll probably do, is start watching highlights and stuff, because I don't want any of the drama crap that WWE does and stuff now. I just want to watch some wrestling and that kind of stuff. So I'll probably start doing that more, is just picking up on that. But is everybody kind of caught up on WandaVision that cares? If we discussed that for a minute. So I'm gonna give a countdown. Anybody who doesn't want to talk about WandaVision and hasn't seen it yet, spoilers coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, what a good episode. That was so good. Downfall. It's, if you're not into the Marvel universe, that's cool. It was just a really great episode. It changed the Marvel universe forever, with one small small little guest starring role. Episode 5 was out. Just, man, what? Oh, that's bullshit. And Sleeping had that happen to him while we were on air the other day. He was at 1,000, and then he dropped like 3 or 4, and he thinks it's because the YouTube thought they were bots that they just removed. So it could be that you'll get those 5 back or more. It's just a matter of them playing through it. But that sucks. I would be hurt if I got 500 and then woke up and I had 495 and had to fight again. But I've had that happen too. He hit 1,000 twice while he was doing one of his live streams. It was pretty funny. But I had that happen when I hit 100. When I hit 100, I dropped 3 and then picked up 6 like in the next hour. But what? TEW, that's crazy. You have to watch you have to watch your subscriber list. Anybody that doesn't have even close to a real name, they're gonna zap you. Or I've got 2 people I know are bots, so I reported them just by the way they comment on a couple of things and how they were reacting. So I got rid of them myself. But that's a huge fall. Again, he's linked his site up here. Now I know Downfall and WWE and me are all on his. So, but that's a horrible fall. So what else was I going to show you guys? I don't remember. Oh well. I finally found my Cara Dune at Target the other day for the Mandalorian set. I've been looking for this for a long time. My order was canceled from Target when they first did them, and somebody found one for me the other day, and super happy. Now this set is complete. And while he was there, he picked me up the new Silver Bumblebee from the Super 7 Transformers. What did you get grounded for? If we can ask. You did good in school. I heard you got at least an 80. Yeah, I really wanted to be there last night too, Downfall, but man, I was sick and I just couldn't. Just must have been some little 24-hour bug, because by the time I got home yesterday afternoon from work, I just was horrible. And then, well, yeah, you're gonna get that. They're gonna take her side. Oh, that's good. That's good. He's got such a great community, and he's been so kind to me, and and Downfall. Him and Downfall, Mr. Stario, have pushed people my way, and I've been very, very grateful for that. But yeah, luckily, I'm kind of an only child. I have a half brother who I don't get to talk to as much as I'd really like to. But so I didn't have to deal with any of the fighting or arguments or anything like that. I just got into enough trouble on my own. But yeah, and like Sleeping says, it's why be mean? Why can't we help each other? Rocco's done a lot for me too, and those guys are great. It's anything we can do to help each other out, Rocco's got 36,000 people. He doesn't need to reach down and help pull us up, but it doesn't hurt him at all. His viewers are our viewers, and we all kind of do different things. He's a little more outrageous than the rest of us, especially if you saw his Stormtrooper Target run. That was classic Rocco. But yes, That was very nice to EW. That Stormtrooper hunt was, it was up there with a lot of. Rocco's just a showman. He's a typical kind of New Jersey guy, and hey, Big Keith, what's up? Now this is my other brother from an African mother, Big Keith here. He is the man. Um, Known him for a lot of years. Go to cons with him, and Big Keith, it's good to see you in here. I still have an item for you in my trunk. Eventually, we've got to get together. If anybody has a channel they want to push, go ahead and let us know, and we will get you on there. What are you up to Tuesday, Keith? I'm going to drop by Allseas on the way home from work. I owe Pack some money, and I'm going to do a toy hunt while I'm there. What time you get off work? Or you can IM me on Facebook. But I'm going to go over to my local comic book store. It's called All See Collectibles on Tuesday and do a toy hunt. They've got a lot of great stuff, and I've been going to them for over 30 years now. It's great. Yeah, or text me and let me know. We can try and meet up at about 2:30 or 3 over there if you've got the time. Nate, that's great. I've been pushing you as much as I can. But you've been putting out a lot of great content recently. And so is GeForce. I know he's not here, but GeForce just started his channel, and he has been putting out a lot of stuff. And man, if you saw that Avage Ventress statue review he did, man, that is a nice statue. I don't know, Keith. I am and I'm not. I love Tom and Jerry. I really hope that they don't. I don't like it when they do cartoon movies that are half cartoon, half live action, like the Smurfs and things like that. They just don't fit right. Just do a cartoon movie. I just picked up Top Cat, the movie, at the dollar store, in fact, which I didn't even know they put out. But that's a good example. It's I don't know. I like classic Tom and Jerry. I'll probably watch it because it's going to be on HBO Max, isn't it? But I'm not sure. There's a couple on there that have shown up recently on HBO Max that I really want to see. That new one with Denzel Washington looks really good. But yeah, I'll probably watch the Tom and Jerry at some point. I work a lot of weekends now, and that's the only streaming thing though I can see at work apart from YouTube. So I need to fill time. So I'll probably watch that. Yeah, you can't remember. Yeah, is Light It Up the one with Denzel? Because that's the one I think I want to see. All right, see you, TW. I'll talk to you later. If you're out and about, drop by tomorrow night. I'm probably going to do it about 4, the Mystery Monday box opening. So try and get it done before wrestling starts. But they've actually had a couple things. I've been watching mostly old classic stuff on HBO Plus. Keith, have you seen Light It Up yet? Because I do appreciate your view on films. So, and have you been watching WandaVision? The question nobody wants to hear. I'm still hoping that they're going to release Black Widow to Disney Plus. Although I am looking forward. A buddy of mine we're thinking about renting a theater for Godzilla versus King Kong when it comes out. I want to watch One Night in Memphis. That looked like a great film, and I'd really like to see it. I think it's on Vudu. I can pick it up. So you got to get in, and Keith, you got to go attack the Beard and get him to watch WandaVision and The Mandalorian. But it's the getting out of the hexagon is going to be interesting. I hope this next episode is the one that deals with Halloween and all that we just haven't seen yet, and then just a little bit more information. It'd be interesting to see now that we have a little bit more on Quicksilver and stuff. It'd be interesting to see. Thank you, Big Keith. I need to get a better camera and a little better setup, and I need to get all this junk out of here that I've been sorting through for the big All-See sale. Yeah, the fig community is great. There are some bad apples here and there, but there's some of those in every group. So, you just have to ignore those guys and move on. I know I've got a buddy who, people have verbally attacked him, for having an extra G.I. Joe figure in his hand, to keep one and then, oh, you mean, you mean these little things here, Keithy? Those mask toys? Oh. I'm going to bring those to an All-Seas podcasts one day, so maybe you can see them in person. But like we were saying earlier, everybody has to support each other. It's not worth it. Life's too short, as the virus has shown us. You just you just have to live and go. Well, they would be a good investment if I wasn't simply opening them, because while yes, they're still worth something like this, they would be worth more, still in package. Which I don't collect for worth a lot. I collect because I like it. There are some things I deliberately collect for worth if I know they're going to be popular, so I can trade them for other things I actually want. But as you can see, I'm an inbox collector. The box is half the thing for me, because once the figure's out, it's there, but I don't really have a display case yet. See you later, Downfall. And once I do, I'm going to actually open up some of my duplicate black figures. So mine will be mostly Star Wars. And as I pick up some of the old WWF guys, they'll pop in there. And I just got this little tripod-y thing from Walmart for $5. And it's what I use to shoot with at the moment. And I've got a microphone that I picked up that works pretty well. I need a better camera for these streams and stuff, or two, so that I can have kind of like Sleeping does, where he can see what's going on here, but you guys can have a better view. And I'm not so close. I'm a big enough guy. I don't need to take up too much more space. But Keith, what else you been up to? What have you been buying? Wow, 31-9. Is it what is it halftime yet, or what's going on? I would think it would be about halftime by now. And at some point, once I figure out how this all works, I can actually pop you guys on as guests. I'm actually going to start using one of the other streaming things instead of I can't remember what it's called. It's StreamYard instead of the YouTube stuff. So I'll be able to put little things on and stuff like that. But I got to figure out how all that works first before I just put it up and mess it up. Ooh, those sound cool. Nice. What are you going back for the Gen 1 stuff, or what are you picking up, Keith? And Keith, are you going to pick up the Thunder Tank? Vortron. I don't know that one. I do have that mask G.I. Joe figure. Do you have that to complete your mask set? Oh, Zartan. No, never found him. In the end, I went to 8 different Walgreens, and almost all of them had the same stuff. So I stopped filming after 3. But I ended up going to 8 different Walgreens. None of them had it. Only one of them actually had a spot holder on the shelf for it. So they must be coming soon. But where's what do I do with him? Now I know what you're talking about, Keith, but I don't know where I sat him. I've been moving stuff around again. But he's talking about a 25th anniversary G.I. Joe I have of Zartan. But here's the Matt Tracker. This is from Mask, if you remember that series. And then I got a Python Patrol Elite Trooper. But I don't know what happened to Zartan. Weird. He was just here. Huh. Meh. Like I said, I keep moving stuff around, and all I really do is move one pile from one place to another. It's kind of how it is when I clean stuff. But I did hit All Seas, Keith, and got some stuff. Everybody loves Vartan. Vartan is the greatest. But and I did get a new autograph in the mail from Cheryl Ladd from the Muppet Show. So I got this in today. So that was kind of cool. But ouch. And I need a better desk or a table because I constantly run into that with my knee. And I hate that. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really have too much going on. Well, that sucks that that's so far away. Yeah, it sounds like your Walmart's finally doing their mod changes. When mine did it, they ended up making an entire 4-foot section for AEW and for WWE. So looks like they're definitely going to expand the amount of space. Now in mine, it also meant that they expanded the DC section but shrunk the Marvel section. And then they moved Jurassic Park to the very front of the aisle. And moved Batman and all that stuff to the back. I don't know why they're doing that, but maybe to make you walk further into the aisle. But now Batman's right next to Star Wars and Marvel. And they moved Despicable Me to the front of the aisle. it's a weird setup, but it sounds like they're finally going through and doing the mod changes. So you should start seeing new Transformers, new wrestlers, the new Predator stuff. All that should start hitting the shelves because they'll actually have spots on the planogram for it now. So you should start seeing that shortly. When mine did it, I was told that they had pallets of toys in the back. What they ended up having up was pallets of board games and lots of summer stuff and that kind of thing. It didn't have a ton of figures, but it did refill their Lego aisle and their Hot Wheels aisle pretty well. And it's a real hit and miss out there. I have buddies who will go out the day after I do, and just everything's there. And then it's getting to the point where I almost have to have other people pick things up for me because I can't. Having a job, I go to work at 5 a.m. and get off at 2 p.m. But by the time I get to anywhere, most stuff's sold, and I work 6 or 7 days a week, so I don't get to go over any places on the weekend. That's why sometimes when you see a lot of hunts from me, that's like on a Saturday. I don't have huge OCD issues, which is I do and I don't. Working in retail for as long as I did, I like clean surfaces. So the fact that there's things sitting on my on the counters and things is actually driving me a little nuts. And the fact that this shelf is slightly off is weird. Do I know Publix? No, I do not. I know Rubik's. They make cubes. Anyway, so, well, we're really just coming on to kind of let everybody know I've fallen to wrestling figures finally. Now my pay won't allow me to continue buying that and Transformers and Star Wars. And man, I'm starting to really like some of these new NECA things that are coming out, but those are way too expensive. I have a hard enough time contemplating buying $20 black figures. But then they've started making, I really don't want to get into the DC stuff, but they're starting to make animated ones. And okay. Kroger is everywhere. And out here, they're called King Supers. And they actually have a decent toy section throughout the year. And it's a great place to pick up Hot Wheels cars. But the Publix said they've not moved either this far west or this far east, depending on your point of view. I did fall to the dark side, and there were no cookies. I was promised cookies, and there are no cookies. But the thing with the DC ones is if they start doing more and more animated stuff, I am going to fall, because I really loved these animated series figures they did. And I know they've done a Batman and a Harley and a Superman from the animated series, but if they start doing more of these, and I know that Batman Beyond looks incredible, I'm eventually going to fall. And they'll do a Scarecrow, I know, at some point, and a decent Riddler, which are my favorite villains. So I know eventually I'll fall. There's too many of those things to really pick up. Even now that Walmart's dropped them to $15, which is nice, which is almost tricking me into buying them. Dude, that Green Lantern is awesome. I have not seen him again since I saw him once, talked myself out of him, and I wish I would have picked him up. So as soon as when I see him again, I probably will. Anytime they do anything in the animated style, I will probably pick it up. just because I like that style so much. And honestly, some of the stuff I just didn't follow. That new Robin is just grotesque, but I kind of want it. And the Batman Who Smiles, that one's creepy too. But you know, you can't buy everything. They did that Nightwing they did wasn't too bad. The Red Hood figure was awesome. Oh, because CBS is running that's right, they're running the Super Bowl this year. That's funny. A Nightwing would be pretty cool. I mean, if they do, it's, you know, I don't want to fall to those. I keep seeing them and they're pretty. And McFarlane, of course, I'm not going to open them, so they'll stay in the package. So even if they break, you know, people are having really bad issues with that the Build-A-Figure for Bane. Nate, I saw your little thing on that, and that was nightmarish. That thing just does not stay together. And then I was watching. I can't remember who else I was watching a live stream of the other day, and they were trying to put it together, and they put an arm on, and the head would fall off, and then they try and show how the leg works, and the other arm would fall off, and I think it's the size of the figure, and it just doesn't snap together. But look at Marvel; they've done what, 2 or 3 Hulks in a Build-A-Figure now, and the Kingpin, and so, you know, somebody should be able to get that together. Was it Stargirl who had a video? I'm behind on a few videos. I follow so many people now. I spend most of my day running videos in the background, and try to catch them in between on work. I'll have to watch his, because I bet you he was mad. I bet you he was pretty pissed. But everybody I know who's gotten that complete is pretty mad about it. Series 5. Geez, Series 3 hasn't even hit yet. Series 5 would be out, what, like in October or September? Well, I guess it would be. Series 4 or 5 would be out for Christmas. So they need to pay attention, though. And yes, the figures are hard to find right now, but if they pump them out too fast, they're going to end up with several different peg hangers, you know, like, I don't know, AJ Styles and things like that that'll just hang there, Miss Elizabeth, and not sell, and they'll clog up the ability for places to reorder new stuff. And they don't want to do that. I think initially, much like the G.I. Joe, these are going to fly off the shelves for a little while, but you really want to make sure that they don't start accidentally creating peg holders for each series. Like, I don't even know. Honestly, since I don't know who these guys are, I think that the MJF is going to be a peg warmer out of this series once they really start hitting, because I guess they're trying to do a smirk, and what they're already doing another one of this guy. Does he wear a different outfit? So they got to be careful of that too. They would rather have better new characters than redo characters. You know, not every wave needs to have The Rock in it or Hogan. You know, every wave doesn't need to have Moxley in it, or you're going to, you know, get to the point where there's too many of them. That does sound like a good, for what little I've seen of AEW, that does sound like a pretty good lineup. And Big Keith, I think they said there was a Nightwing coming for the new McFarlane Gold series, but I think the Joker comes out first for that wave, because there's the Witcher and Spawn and Batman, and I think the Joker is the next in that Gold series. And I'm not sure what happened to the Nightwing. There was a new Nightwing coming, but I don't know what happened to him. Hello? Anybody out there? Anyway, so yeah, really, I was just coming on to say hey and see what was going on, see if everybody was bored. I'm bored. I have a couple videos that are downloading. It takes a while to move from my phone to the computer. So don't put it past Super 7 to do Chud. Have you seen the Weird Science figure they did? I would not put it past them to do Chud. You know, they just picked up Silverhawks and Godzilla and Power Rangers, and there's a new wave of Thundercats coming, the Munsters, Jim, all kinds of stuff. They're supposed to be doing a Weird Science is an 80s movie, and one of the characters it's about some guys who use the power of the computer to create the perfect woman. And they end up turning Chet, one of the characters, into a toad. But, you know, this is close to a Chud figure. And it was a great 80s movie. There's a person I follow who does reactions to 80s movies, and I'm going to have her do that one at some point here in the future. But John Hughes was the 80s. Without John Hughes, half that stuff, oh, Bill Paxton. Sad. The only man to survive Terminator, an Alien, and a Predator. They've really expanded those rock things. I was at my comic book store the other day, and I didn't know they'd put so many different, you know, rock characters out. Those aren't really my cup. I don't collect any of them, but you know, they've done figures for Goonies and Big Trouble in Little China and Weird Science and several other movies, and those I collect a lot of. And now they've done the Gen 1 Transformers, and they've done Aliens and Predator and Terminator. So I know, hey, Sleeping, how's it going? But this Chet figure was just hilarious. I had to get it. But huge package. He's a big guy. But Sleeping, I fell. And I've got another couple I'm going to open up at some point here shortly. But yeah, I love Sleeping Super 7. They're well, I found those four in one spot, so I bought the four when I saw them. I have AEW figures. Sadness, bow head in shame. But like I was telling these guys, I just did an opening on these. They are, man, they've got good stuff. They are really great, and I love you can hear the ball joints in them. Those are not going to wear out soon. They'll really be able to hold other characters properly. You know, those are going to be great. If you are not subbed to Sleeping yet, I don't know what you're doing here. But Sleeping Collectibles is the man. who hit 1,000 this weekend and has been a great friend to the channel. But Sleeping, are you watching the Super Bowl or what are you up to? We're here hiding from the Super Bowl. Oh, that'll be a nice figure. I don't want to go down those lines yet. At some point, I'll probably pick up I really would like a couple Hot Toys. MCE and them have started converting me, but I just cannot afford it. I can buy 10 or more black figures for the same price as one Hot Toy that I'm never going to do anything with. I have to stop buying so much stuff. But yeah, I wondered about you. We were sad when we were hearing. All right, see you, Keith. Give me a text and let me know when we're going to meet up. And I have what's going on, Sleeping? Is it just that Brady's overwhelming them? Is Mahomes not doing well? What's actually going on? I don't particularly care. I'm curious though, because he's such a great player that I really thought he'd shine even against Brady. And Chubby, a lot of people are done with NECA. It's, yeah, Big Keith's the man. Too many people are figuring out NECA. And it doesn't, they could do, if these guys can do it, then, I mean, I don't even honestly know who makes these. Jazzware. I mean, so Jazzwares makes these. They're not a super great company. Make mostly some diecast things. Oh. Well, the rules are different when you're playing Brady than when you're playing other people. You know how that works. But if Jazzwares can make these really well, why can't NECA? Mego, I opened up one of those Mego figures the other day. They're still made really well, a lot like the old Mego. They don't look great, but why is that figure better made than NECA? And maybe NECA just needs to figure out a new body type and start doing that. But they make so many different things. If you get to display them, I know people can't even get them in a pose to display them properly. And that's the other thing is, these are great, but I would prefer if the packaging was something that I could see instead of this. I mean, these look okay. That's how I've got my newer Black Series. But I'd still like to see the figure that I'm paying so much for. Yeah, those Lennar Predators are awesome, and they're made to be played with. That would explain it if they're pulling them from Mattel, because they already know what they're doing from having licenses in the past like this. And those $10 Predators and those Aliens, I know that they don't. The Predators are a lot better than last year's Aliens. Last year's Aliens were a little, you don't want to call them dollar store, but they were very Walmart. And I think this year's Predators are much better, and I think the Aliens that are coming out are going to be a lot better too. From a little I've seen, they are. But if they keep using this to do licenses with, for figures you can play with, who's going to buy a NECA figure for kids to play with? No one, because they break instantly. You know, it's the problem that I have with Black Series figures is nobody's going to buy a $20, Kylo Ren figure to give their kid. And if they don't continue producing 3 3/4 inch figures, either through the vintage line or preferably the 5-point line that kids can afford, no wonder Star Wars died. The vintage figures are coming back, but it's kids need to be able to play with toys and they need to be able to buy them. What kid has the allowance money these days to buy a NECA figure? They're all buying, video games and downloading them, or things they can afford. Hockey. Jimmy. I don't know. All right. See you later, TW. Mr. Code Monkey, I do not know why hockey isn't on. There's some other thing on tonight. I don't know what they're doing. Some sports ball thing. I'm not sure what's going on. There's always tomorrow night. Do they have a game on tomorrow? Do the Avs have a game? I do. That buyout added too much money, too much debt to their bottom line, which is exactly what happened to us at KB. In fact, the exact same company came in and leveraged us, and they took losses they had at Domino's and Subway and put it on us, and it helped collapse KB Toys. And I think that Sleeping, I would go check your local comic stores. The last series of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cards came out about a year or so ago, and they were Upper Deck. They may still have some packs of that, but honestly, your best bet to buy sets of the cards is probably to hit eBay. Because even my comic book store ran out of them, and they don't stock any of the individual cards or the autographs anymore. But back to the TRU KB thing, I do think that has been a bigger loss to the industry than they really thought, especially KB. Now, places like Ross and things like that kind of came in and filled the hole a little bit, but really there's nowhere for manufacturers to send a whole bunch of toys that didn't sell well. Ollie's out east, we don't have those out here in Colorado. They seem to be kind of like that, or Big Lots, McFrugal's, stuff like that. But KB was a place where you could sell stuff, and it allowed you to manufacture more. But really, at the moment, if you're making a toy line and Walmart's not going to carry it, you don't produce it. You might make it as a secondary thing, and maybe Target might carry. But if Walmart's not going to carry something, it doesn't get made. And that's kind of sad, and which is why, companies like Super 7, and it was really, I actually really liked that NECA started showing up at Target and Walmart, because before all you ever saw NECA stuff really at was Hot Topic or Suncoast or Sam Goody, places like that. Half those are all gone too, Media Play. But I think the loss of KB was bigger than they thought it would be, and then that led directly to Toys R Us falling a few years later. That debt was just crippling, and you couldn't. They owned too many of their own buildings. They started a remodel that didn't need to happen. The stores were just fine. Put stuff in the stores, clean the stores, get better lighting, but you didn't need to completely remodel the stores into the little boutique-y things that they did. And I think that kind of killed them. They put too much money in, and kind of like Targets are doing now. Half the Targets have flipped to this new boutique look, and the others just stopped because they ran into money issues. But Lion-O got destroyed by Toys R Us and Walmart. Lion-O Playworld and Children's Palace went out around the same time. And Lionel was great, but Toys R Us had a policy back in the day where they would try to open a Toys R Us within a 1 mile radius of a Lionel Playworld. They literally went after Lionel Playworld to destroy them. Instead of seeing that they needed them as a buffer, they looked at them as the enemy and destroyed them. And Children's Palace. Children's Palace went away just because they couldn't compete anymore of prices with either Lionel Playworld or Toys R Us. But the same thing happened to Circus World, which KB absorbed. They couldn't compete anymore in the malls. And another issue with KB is our prices were too high on new toys. We had to be $1 or more higher, just because of rent in the malls was so high. But if you had a good manager and you had good people, you could overcome that stuff and have great sales. My store went from, when I took it over, it was a $300,000 store. When I left, it was $1 million store. And that was in a mall that was closing. So, if you talk to the distributors and things, you could get good stuff. But I think that's really what happened to the toy industry was now it's not a lot to shop. Yeah. Mitt wasn't there at the time, but yeah, that was his company, Bain Capital. They came in and swooped and crushed them, and they were the same company that took out TRU. But they didn't know what toys. They didn't know the toy business. They came in and tried to run us like a Domino's or a Subway with punch cards and all this other junk that we didn't need. And they thought video games was the way to make money, and that wasn't the way to make money. There was no profit in video games. And they took the whole front of the store, each store, and turned it into a small little GameStop-y looking thing. And it destroyed it. But, I was talking about this on a feed not too long ago. When I was a kid, not only did we have Lionel Playworld, and we had Toys R Us, we had Children's Palace, we had Circus World, we had KB Toys, we had Montgomery Ward, Sears, JCPenney's all still had toy departments. Walmart really hadn't broken out here in Colorado yet in the 80s. We didn't get them until the 90s. There's Kmart. And Osco Drugs and Skaggs, and there were everywhere had toys, and there was a lot of places to shop. Media Place, Sam Goody, there are 7-8 places in the mall you could get toys. But then, one by one they all disappeared, and now you have basically Target and Walmart. And if Target and Walmart, especially Walmart, if they don't carry it, you're not gonna you just that's it. Target tries to offset that by having a lot of exclusives, but okay. See you later, son, Mr. Sleeping Collectibles. Alco was great with toys. I didn't even know anybody here would know Alco. Alco and Gibson's were great for toys, and it's funny you bring up Alco. My grandma used to work for Alco. When they were closing down the store she worked at, and this is going to kill a lot of people, they found a box of original 78 Star Wars figures that had fallen underneath the conveyor belt that shipped the stuff upstairs. And when they removed the conveyor belt, they found a whole bunch of boxes of stuff underneath it, and one of them was Star Wars, and they sold it because my grandma said she figured I already had those. Those would have been original 12-back, perfect mint on card Star Wars figures. Oh, if I could not explain to her the horror because of that. Oh my goodness. But and Gibson's is, and you had all these places, and one by one they all disappeared, not necessarily just because of Walmart. Walmart was a contributing factor a lot, just like Amazon is a contributing factor. Yes, Chubby, definitely. Yes. Yeah, it does. Oh man, those would be pride of place somewhere here. Not that I don't have some of them anyway, but you know, to have gotten them for $1.29 a piece would have been nice. I think she said they sold the whole box for $10. I just, but and you know that there's not, and you know that which must not be named has killed so many small comic book stores and collector stores across the country who just couldn't survive. And I fear that this has really done a bigger damage to our community than we think. Not being able to get together for conventions um, has really been. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed doing that. Every year they just came around at the same time and we just went, whether it was Starfest here in town or, um, you know, Denver Comic Con or the Colorado Springs Con. Um, you know, and we're missing all of it now, and it's sad to not be able to get together. But it kind of gotten a little downer there for a little bit. Sorry, um, but you know, it's the industry has changed so much over the past decade, and the past 3 or 4 years has really been hard. But there's upsides to everything. Look at Hasbro Pulse; they're making things we would never have thought would have been made. Now, for those of you who got suckered into the Razor Crest, I'm sorry. I would have really loved to have had that Unicron, but I could not afford Unicron. So I don't get to have a Unicron. I have the other Unicrons from Transformers Armada and stuff, but I would have really liked to have had that. Um, Transformers the movie was epic, and you know, one of only 2 Transformers movies they ever made. They'd only ever made decent sequels. Actually, I really did like Bumblebee. That was actually a pretty decent movie, especially the beginning on Cybertron. And I'm hoping the Beast Wars movie is pretty decent, but we'll see. But well, oh geez, I didn't realize it was so late. Like I said, I'm going to get on tomorrow at about 4. I'll put up a little plaque for it here at some point. You know, Chubby, I don't know about Black Hole. They were still talking about doing Last Starfighter, but they didn't announce that when they announced Silverhawks and stuff. There's still Toy Fair news coming up, so that stuff could be coming forward. But since Diamond seems to have the rights to Tron and Black Hole, I don't know if the 3 3/4 inch rights would go over. They could pick those up or not? But I'd love to see those. I'd love to see some new Buck Rogers figures. I'd love to see some classic Battlestar Galactica figures from Super 7. And those would, especially Battlestar, would be cool. But anyway, I'm going to do a live box opening tomorrow for Mystery Box Monday, probably about 4 o'clock. Last thing I wanted to do is I got a new Funko Soda in the mail today, Snake Plissken. Going to open him up, hoping for a chase, but it's hard to see. And of course, Super 7 and Reaction did figures for Escape from New York as well. Nope. Did not get a chase. Nope. Oh well, that's all right. Still a cool figure to have. Snake is the man. You know, I bought a whole bunch of comics not too long ago with Snake Plissken meets Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. I have to read those. That has to be an interesting crossover of some kind. So anyway, I'll let you all go. Thanks for dropping by. There's plenty of time to watch the end of that sports ball game if you're interested. And if not, hope to see you tomorrow about 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll put up a little plaque for it here in a little while. So I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you.